square root of all that. And then dx is now a over n pi dp. And it's going to be sine of what?
P.
Sine of p dp.
Doc,
Yep.
to the right of what you just wrote,
Yeah.
that looks kind of convoluted. What are you?
Mike, do it however you want. I'm doing integration by substitution.
No, I'm just saying. So what did you actually? You went from 0 to. What did you do?
You changed the limits.
Okay, so I just introduced, I did integration by substitution.
Yeah, but what's that to the right?
So I'm going to say p, so here's the scoop, Mike. I know the integral is sine p dp.
You just integrate from 0 to p and then.
Oh, then you
From
divide it
0
over.
to 0 to p,
All right.
p equals
Right.
plug in the initial limits. So
Yeah, however you guys do it your way. This is how I do it.
All right.
All right, and so your goal is to make sure you do it your way and that you can do it your way successfully.
There's no big deal if you don't change.
I know a lot of people don't change the integration limits, but I do. I do it right away. All right?
Yeah, otherwise you just have to switch them at the end.
Otherwise, you do it at the end. Yeah. So I do it right here. So what I end up after integration, after doing substitution, is this integral. All right. And it's going to be plus. Okay, so it's going to be the integral from, and I have to do. I'll make the same substitutions over here, but now the limits are from p.
N pi over 2 to n pi.
Okay, so it's going to be n pi over. Is it 2?
Yep.
Yep, n pi over 2. N pi over 2 to the top limit, which is going to be
N pi.
n pi. And now it's going to be minus 1 over root a, 2 over a. And again, I have to substitute in for dx, which is going to be a over n pi sine p dp. Okay, we'll come up to the top here. And so your goal is always to do it however you want to do it, but do it with confidence so that you can get it right every time. And, you know, I suggest sticking to a routine that you like. So this is the routine that I've always done it for years, and so that's the way I do it. Okay? So this is going to equal, there's a whole bunch of constants here. What does it equal? This equals, this is going to be radical 2 over a, but then the a drops out, right?
Yep, so radical 2 over n pi.
So it's going to be radical 2 over n pi. And what do we get over here? It's going to be radical 2 over n pi. So it's going to be times the whole thing, right? Times bracket times the integral from 0 to n pi over 2 of sine p dp
Minus the integral
from
n pi over 2 to n pi
to n pi
sine of p dp.
of sine of p dp. All right, and now I can do that. See, to me, that's the cleanest way to do it. All right? And so now you go through and do it, and you're going to have to look at different conditions and stuff like that. I'll let you finish this out at home. Everybody okay? We're okay? So now, you know, it's not, these aren't zeros everywhere, because it's n pi over 2, right? And n pi over 2, if n is 1, well, when you integrate this, it's going to be
It's going to
cosine.
be cosine.
So this equals, I'll take on a minus here, minus 2 over n pi of cosine p from 0 to n pi over 2. Because the integral is minus cosine, right? So I took a minus out here, and then I'll leave everything the same here. Minus cosine of p from n pi over 2 to n pi. All right, so now, clearly, these things are going to be 0 when you evaluate the limits, the n pi over 2, because the cosine is going to be 0. And then this one's always going to be,
Cosine is going to be
So it's going to be 1.
it's always going to be 1. But what's going to change is this one.
going to go to positive 1 or negative 1.
Yeah. All right, everybody Everybody see that? So we'll do it. Let's see if this works. Minus radical 2 over n pi. And this is going to be, so here's how I do it. I would say it's going to be cosine of n pi over 2 minus, and I'll put this in brackets, minus cosine of 0, brackets, minus, brackets, cosine of n pi minus cosine of n pi over 2, brackets, curly brackets. So this equals minus radical 2 over n pi, and then curly brackets. This is going to be 0 minus 1, and then this is going to be minus, okay, so this is going to be, so if n is 0, this is 1. If n is 1, it's minus 1, right? If n is 2,
Plus or minus 1.
so this is going to be plus 1 for n equals 0, 2, 4, and so on, right? And it's going to be
Negative 1.
minus 1 for n equals 1, 3, 5, and so on, right? Then minus 0, brackets. Okay, so what do we conclude from this?
It's either going to be 1 or negative
Okay, so it's going to be
2. Negative 2 or 0.
it's going to be minus 2 or 0, right? So the minus 2 is going to be out here, so it's going to be plus radical 2 over n pi for n equals what?
It is 2. 5.
So tell me, n equals
It's going to be even.
even or odd?
Well, wouldn't you have to multiply it by 2? That's square root of 2 over n pi times 2. Because n is even, yet negative 1 minus 1 should give you a negative 2.
There should be 2 radical 2 over n pi, right?
Oh, there should be 2 there, actually, there should be 2 there, right? 2 radical 2,
For n is even.
For n is even.
n equals even, n equals 0, 2, 4, so on. All right, but what is n equals 0? What is the wave function for n equals 0? Without 1d well? 0. So we've got n equals 2, 4, 6. Okay.
And then 0.
And it's 0 for all of this. So let's complete this. So psi total, this is the total solution. Psi of x and t is equal to what? N equals 0, nothing, right? No projection. N equals 1,
Nothing.
nothing. First one that shows up?
2.
C2. So it's going to be, what is C2?
2 square roots of 2
Over 2.
n pi.
So it's going to be radical 2 over pi times what?
Times square root of 2 over a.
Okay, let's put in the time dependent part. E to the minus I, E2 over h bar t times sine, let me put in like it says, radical 2 over a times sine of what?
n pi 2 over a.
It's going to be 2
2 n
pi over a x. What's the next term that survives?
4.
4, right? So then it's going to be plus. So in other words, if you want, I'll do it in a little more detail. Psi of x and t equals C0 psi 0 plus C1 psi 1 plus C2 psi 2 plus so on. But that goes to 0, that goes to 0. So this is this term. Right? And then the next one to survive is
4.
Is C4, right? So it's going to be radical 2 over 2 pi times what?
E to the negative I E4.
Yeah? or h bar t, radical t over a.
Over a, sine of 4 pi x over a.
There you go. Plus so on.
Just a quick thing, the thing you circled on the right board, is that radical 2 times it here?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Where did that 2 come from?
I don't know.
Alright,
I do know.
alright.
I want you to bang your head.
No, I know, I just didn't see it before, so that's why I just...
See if you can see it. Go home, guys, go home and rack your heads. So here's what you should do. You should be able to do this problem with the book closed. The book never has to get open. Now the reality is you won't be able to do it the first couple times that way. Right? So keep practicing until you can do this problem again.